Welcome to Ariye's Science Tutorial channel, where we make the learning of science and maths interesting. Right? In today's video, we shall be looking at a topic called the projectile motion. Projectile motion. This is one type of motion that is all around us. For instance, if you have observed a javelin, whenever javelin is thrown, it defines a projectile motion. Also, when a stone is fired from a catapult, the path taken by the stone as it is released from the catapult is a projectile motion. Okay, I'm sure you can also think of many examples for yourself. All right, now what is a projectile motion? Let's try to give it a working definition. A projectile motion is defined as motion of a body with an initial velocity. Yes, we have to give the body a certain velocity under the influence of gravity. Yes, because if you fire a stone from a catapult, once the stone leaves the catapult, it comes under the influence of the gravitational pull of the earth. And also because the stone is not traveling in a straight path, it describes a curved path. It means it has a certain angle to the ground or the horizontal. So we say it's the motion of a body with an initial velocity under the influence of gravity at a certain angle to the horizontal. Okay, this is going to be a working definition for a projectile motion. Motion of a body with an initial velocity under the influence of gravity at a certain angle to the horizontal. Right? Now, in the study of the projectile motion, there are certain terminologies that we must always keep at the back of our mind. These terminologies, let's look at them. They include one, time of flight, which I will represent by capital T. Two, maximum height, which I represent by capital H. 3, range, which I represent by R. These are three concepts that we must always have at the back of our mind if we are to understand projectile motion. So let's see how to define each one of them. Actually, this video is the first in the series for projectile motion. There are 3 other videos, and I encourage you to make sure that you watch them for a thorough understanding of projectile motion. All right, so let's start by defining time of flight. Time of flight. What do we mean by time of flight when we're talking about a projectile motion? It simply refers to the total time in between the point of projection and where the body comes to rest. So let's go again. It refers to the total time in between the point of projection and where the body comes to rest. All right. Later on subsequent videos, we shall see how to derive the formula for calculating the time of flight. All right. Now, the next important thing is the maximum height. The maximum height of a projectile motion. Now, we need to realize that a projectile motion is an interesting motion. Why? Because it is a motion in 2 frames. Because before the body begins to move in a curved path, it first of all attains a certain vertical height. In other words, a projectile motion is composed of two components, a vertical component and a horizontal component. And also, let us remember that the path, the curved path described by a projectile during its motion is called the trajectory. So what's the trajectory of a projectile? It refers to the curved path. It refers to the path taken by a projectile during its curved motion. And the shape of the trajectory is that of a parabola. All right. Okay, so let's define maximum height now. The maximum height of a projectile refers to the maximum vertical height it attains before it begins to curve. The maximum height it attains before it begins to curve. All right? Then let's talk about the range of the projectile. The range of the projectile is also a distance. But unlike the maximum height, which is distance in a vertical direction, the range is a distance in the horizontal direction. So that means the range of a projectile is the maximum horizontal distance between its point of projection and where it comes to rest. Okay, viewers, this video was actually done to help us to familiarize ourselves with the basic concept, basic definitions. Now, in the subsequent videos, we shall be leveraging on these definitions to derive formulas and do calculations. So please, I will not want you to miss the second, third, and most probably the fourth video. Thank you for tuning in. If you like it, please, if you've benefited from it, I want you to subscribe, like, invite as so many people as you can. And if you have comments, if you have suggestions, please leave it in the comments section below. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.